Xavier University Television Studio, this is Xavier News. Your campus, your region, your world. This is Xavier News.
Good afternoon, Xavier Musketeers. Today is February 17th, 2023. I'm Alexa Cruiser.
And I'm Anthony Fredrickson. This is Xavier News.
The 57th Super Bowl may be over, but that does not mean the cinematic fun has to be. Throughout the halftime show and after the game, we were treated to a surplus of new movies coming out later this year. Among the premieres were Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania coming out today, Indiana Jones 5, The Dial of Destiny coming June 30th, and the most highly anticipated high-octane action film, John Wick, Chapter 4. This sequel will be the fourth continuation of the franchise, with Keanu Reeves as the main titular anti-hero. Oh yeah, we're thinking he's back.
Over the past week, the U.S. has successfully shot down 3 unidentified flying objects. These were found flying in the skies above Alaska, Canada, and Lake Huron in Montana. No details have been released regarding what exactly these objects were. Still, they appear to be different than the Chinese spy balloon that was shot down at the beginning of the month.
With midterms right around the corner, Andrew Sanders tells us about mental health among students.
I think mental health is a very big issue with college students, mostly because of how stressful it can be. That's just the nature of the beast. And I feel like it's something that all college students, they struggle with one way or another.
When I think of mental health, I just picture people going about their days. You can't really see it, and people like to hide it. So I think that it's just an average person.
Mental health, to me, someone who is really racked with something, constantly thinking about something else instead of maybe what's in front of them, and meaning that their mind isn't exactly right there with you. And I feel like that's kind of symbolic of mental health. No matter what you're dealing with, it's always at the back of your mind and distracting you from what's in front of you. A piece of advice I would give to someone who's dealing with someone who has mental health issues, I'd say just stay there for them. Be there for them and be patient with them. Obviously be there for them in terms of if they have a breakdown, be there to support them and tell them that they can be okay. Be that supporting person for them.
Something that I was told, is keep going, keep pushing through, and ask for help. 100% always ask for help, because you never know what other people are going through. And you're not alone with what you're going through. So if you ask for help, guarantee you someone will be there for you.
You will find help in one way or another. We just all need to keep working with each other. You're not going to be immediately cured or fixed or whatever. I feel like just being patient with the steps and everything, that'll help.
On Wednesday night, East Palestine hosted a town hall meeting to discuss the environmental repercussions from the train derailment on February 3rd. Norfolk Southern, the company whose train derailed, did not send a representative to attend due to fear of physical threat to their employees. Many East Palestine residents are still reporting illnesses believed to be caused by the chemicals, despite organizations such as the EPA saying the air and water are safe. Ohio Senator J.D. Vance challenges the EPA's evaluation of water purity, saying if the EPA administrator wants to stand here and tell the people the tap water is safe, then they should be willing to drink it.
Our condolences to Michigan State University as they heal from the mass shooting that left 3 students dead: Ariel Anderson, Alexandria Werner, and Brian Frazier, and 5 injured. The mass shooting occurred Monday evening, according to police. The shooter, Anthony McCrae, a 43-year-old Lansing resident, took his own life 4 miles north of campus after being confronted by the police. In response to the shooting, Michigan Senate Democrats introduced motions to pass universal background checks for gun purchases, safe storage requirements for gun owners, and red flag laws that allow judges to temporarily confiscate a firearm from the person that may be a risk to themselves and others.
Rihanna performed during last Sunday's Super Bowl halftime show. She is now one of 4 solo acts to perform completely alone since 2000. Rihanna used the performance to announce her pregnancy with her second child with partner and fellow musician A$AP Rocky. She also teased new music, saying, "I want it to be this year," when asked about a new album during an interview with British Vogue. Although there have not been any official dates announced, Rihanna has been recording music since her last album, Anti, in 2016. She seems eager to jump back into performing after stepping away to focus on her makeup brand Fenty, as well as motherhood.
Is there a phrase or sentence that immediately makes you mad? Maite Delgado asked several students this exact question.
Hello, my name is Maite Delgado, and today's question of the week is there a phrase or sentence that immediately gets you mad? All right, Jojo. If you had to answer, there was one word or a phrase or something like that would immediately make you angry, what would you say that was?
I would say, like, when you're talking to someone, they'd be like, "Oh, never mind. I'm not going to tell you anymore." Why would you say that and then say never mind? Like, I'm already anticipating to know what you're going to say. So, yeah.
Definitely. Okay, Mary. So, if there was one phrase or word that you think immediately just gets you mad through text or just in general, what would you say?
K. If they're just like, you say something and then they're just like, K. I don't like that.
Hi, I'm Tiernan.
Okay, Darren. So, if this week's question of the week is if there's a sentence or a phrase that just immediately gets you angry, what would you say that was?
Go UC.
Fair answer. Hi, Lene. So, if there was one phrase or sentence that just immediately gets you angry, what would you say that was?
It would be never mind.
So, I am here with
Lucas.
and
Bill.
Okay, we'll start off with you, Lucas. Okay. Question of the week. One sentence, phrase, word, whatever it may be, that just immediately gets you mad.
Anytime somebody tells me they told me so. Like that, I don't want to hear it. I already know. I don't need to be reminded.
For sure. Okay, what do you say?
I would have to say when people are like, "That's mid." Gets me angry every time.
Definitely. Okay, Rico. So, is there a word or phrase that you would say that immediately makes you angry?
I hate when somebody tell me, "I told you so." The reason why is because I hate being wrong. So when I'm wrong, I feel like I'm right.
As you should. Okay, Gabriella. What is a sentence or phrase that immediately makes you angry?
Definitely Joe Mama.
Why? Just because?
It's just awful.
Hey guys, we're here with
Ibrahima.
Okay, Brima. What is a sentence or phrase that immediately makes you mad?
Like her, for example, like who does that? If a person talk to you like and you don't know what he's saying, just ask a question again, but don't be like her. That's kind of disrespectful and kind of lame at the same time.
Katie, what did you say that is a phrase or sentence that just makes you mad?
I really hate "Are we there yet?" I just hate the whole idea of backseat driving. Like, I know where I'm going. I'll tell you when we're close, you know?
All right, Anthony, let's hear it. What is one word or phrase that always irritates you?
You know, not a phrase, but the word that really irritates me is moist. Like, if something is moist, just say it's wet. I mean, come on.
All right. On Sunday, February 12th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, millions of people gathered to watch the biggest sporting event of the year, the Puppy Bowl. Puppy Bowl 19 kicked off with the Super Bowl with over 100 rescue dogs from 67 different shelters and organizations. These pups were sorted into 2 teams, Team Fluff and Team Ruff. Players to watch out for were Team Fluff's Pickle and Team Ruff's Emma. The final score of Puppy Bowl 19 was 86-83, giving Team Fluff a 2-year winning streak. Referee Dan Schockner presented the Lombardi Trophy to Majesty, Team Fluff's captain. The Puppy Bowl has a 100% success rate in adoption for every puppy and kitten featured.
Midterms are coming up next week on campus, so good luck and happy studying, everyone. Spring break is also on the horizon. Spring break takes place from March 6th to the 10th. So students, if you want a free ride to the airport, start signing up and reserving your shuttle spots to the airport. If you would like to sign up for shuttles, you can go to Xavier's Student Government Association page on the school's website. Registration for the 2023 summer and fall semesters will be coming up in a couple of weeks after spring break. The registration opens on March 27th and will go on until March 31st.
The College Movie Festival kickoff took place on Wednesday. Dozens of students from colleges in the Cincinnati area gathered to register their teams, get the rules, and learn this year's required elements. Xavier has at least 7 teams competing and is the reigning champion from last year. The winners of this year's competition will have their movies shown at the Over the Rhine International Film Festival. We can't wait to see the amazing films these students produce.
The Broadcast Education Association announced their winners this week. Among these were 9 Xavier students who received awards of excellence. Alex Peters and Dylan O'Leary for their movie The Clock Room, Jacob Smith and Trevor Ray for My Hero Resolved, as well as 3 DIF juniors, Alexa Cruiser, Nick Namyar, and Maine Swift for screenwriting. And that is all from the news desk.
We'll be right back with the Xavier Sports Report.
As always, let's get started with professional sports right here in the Tri-State. With the football season finally over, it's time for baseball. The Cincinnati Reds are looking for a bounce-back season, and spring training is just across the corner. Now let's get into campus sports. The men's team dropped down to 2nd in the Big East after a heartbreaking loss on Wednesday to Marquette. They are looking for a win here tonight at Centos in only a few hours against DePaul. Tip-off is at 4 p.m. Women's hoops play Seton Hall at their stadium tomorrow at 1 p.m. Men's tennis faces off against Ball State today at 2 p.m. Women's tennis has a match against James Madison Sunday at 2:30, and the Xavier baseball season begins today against the Oregon Ducks. Luckily, the game is at Oregon because it's a bit chilly for baseball at the moment here in Cincinnati. And last but not least, women's lacrosse will face off against Detroit Mercy on Sunday at 2 p.m. Well, that's a wrap on the sports report this week. Let's go X.